Regardless of whether you are an alpha male or sigma male, we sometimes feel insecure at some point in our life. And some of these insecurities could turn you into something you are not. Well, in this video, I will be telling the top 6 small insecurities women don't care about. Height. Surprisingly, height is one of the male insecurities women don't really care about. Of course, women are naturally wired to look up to the men in their lives, and they tend to be attracted to men who are physically taller than them. It's a statement of fact. But here is the thing, not all men are vertically blessed. I mean, not all men are tall. Does that mean they are less desirable? Of course, some women may desire taller men than shorter ones. But there are countless women out there who would look at other excellent traits outside height. Even if the man is not vertically blessed, some women would want to know more about their personality, compatibility, and how they would help them accomplish their dreams in life. Now let me make it clear, now does height matter in a relationship? Yes, it does matter. But when it comes to settling down with a decent life partner, women tend to look beyond height. However, height generally impacts first impressions. And when a tall, handsome dude doesn't have other manly traits, no woman would want to spend time with him. Certainly, it could be heartbreaking for men who are not vertically blessed, but interested in someone who's way taller than them. You are not supposed to feel bad because you are not tall. But it's the impression women are giving that makes men feel that way. If you ask a random woman on the street to describe her ideal man in terms of physical quality, the first thing she will say is, "I need a man who is tall, handsome, blah blah blah." Like I mentioned earlier, height gives a good first impression. But it doesn't really matter. After all, you may be tall in other areas. They don't drive an e-car. Not driving an i-car is one of the male insecurities women don't care about. Of course, it's fancy when your partner drives in with some really badass car. I mean, those cars that are uncommon. Just like height, driving an i-car gives you a good impression. But then again, how many average men can afford those kinds of exotic rides? Jupes. That will be like nobody. The question now is, does it mean an average guy who drives a regular car, depending on your definition of regular, can't find love? Of course, he can. So, in my opinion, the whole idea of driving nice and exotic cars is more of a status symbol for men than for women. It's just a way of boosting their ego. And that is because most men, especially the alpha males, love to flaunt their wealth. They always want to make a social statement and become the cynosure of every event. But in reality, many women don't really care about the type of car you are driving. And when you meet a woman who wants to judge your capacity based on the type of car you are driving, she is definitely not a woman you would want to be with. Bald heads. Bald heads is actually one of men's greatest insecurities. I have seen some men, mostly alpha males, go through serious emotional torture just because they have receding hairlines. Well, that explains why some men prefer shaving their hair all off, especially when they start experiencing bald on their head. Funny enough, bald men sometimes have more dominance than men with full hair. Perhaps they strive to compensate their bald heads with other areas. Again, it's just my opinion. But think about it. Come to think of it, what would a woman be doing with your hair? Let me think about it in the comment below. After discussing with several girls, I think ladies don't really care whether you have a receding hairline or not. In fact, for ladies, bald is the new sexy. Does size matter? One of the most frequent questions that men ask is, does the size of your penis actually matter? And it's one of the male insecurities women don't care about. There's a general misconception among guys that the bigger the size of your machine, the better. But I have spoken with several women, and the majority of them say size doesn't really matter. I know you won't believe this, but it's the truth. Well, if you have a big junk in your trunk, it's cool. But women don't really like to stay with guys with big junks for the long term. It's always for quick pleasure. Most women often end up with men with average to medium-sized junk, and they are always happy with it. So, the next time anybody tells you that the size of your junk matters, don't pay attention to them. Once your junk is not tiny, you're actually alright. Money. There's a common misconception in the men's circles. They believe that you can be with any woman of your choice once you have money. That is not true actually. If money were everything, why would Jeff Bezos' wife divorce her billion husband? Or why would Melinda Gates file for divorce? Yeah, there are more to a relationship than money can do. Of course, it's nice to have money. After all, no lady wants to wallow in poverty. Let's get something right. That money is not everything doesn't mean being broke. I mean that you're so broke that you can't even afford to eat. That is not what I'm talking about. Women just need a man who's above average. A man who can put food on the table, take care of the kids, and meet her very basic needs. She doesn't expect you to fly her on a private jet or take her on expensive vacations. No, of course, women love to go on vacation. But if their man can't afford it, they tend to understand and let it go. Contrary to popular beliefs, you don't have to be filthy rich to be the girl of your dreams. Huge muscles and biceps. Huge muscles is one of the male insecurities women don't care about. And because of this insecurity, almost every man wants to build biceps and six-pack abs to impress ladies. More often than none, men tend to feel intimidated when they run into guys with bulging muscles and six-pack abs. But not having huge muscles and six-pack abs doesn't make you a lesser man or less desirable. What women are genuinely looking for is a guy who takes good care of themselves. And if you fall in this category, you can always attract the girl of your dream regardless of your muscles. Visit the gym regularly to keep yourself in shape. Women don't like men who carry too much weight around. So, these are the top male insecurities women don't care about. And they allow these insecurities to stress them unnecessarily. Kindly drop your opinion in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We appreciate your support.